programming and logic. So in this paper, mostly we have about pseudocode and logical operators. Theory is a bit less, but again, this is the most trickiest paper of IGCSE. The first question here says, take one box to show which word accurately describes the scope of a variable declared in a procedure. Which word accurately describes the scope of a variable declared in a procedure? In a procedure, what is the scope? You will talk about the global or the local. But in this question, it's talking about the scope of a variable. So that is local. That is local. Second question says 4 descriptions and 5 pseudocode statements are shown. Draw one line of each description to its most appropriate pseudocode statement. Not all pseudocode statement will be used. Whenever they mention this thing, which means not all the answers should be used. If there are 4, so you should only use only 4 lines to match the boxes. 1 will be left. Okay, so the first one we talk about a statement to count. Whenever you are learning about counting, you know count is equals to count plus 1. So in all 5 of these, which one do you think matches this? Obviously the word for count here is changed. You can see value is written, different is written. So either it can be this, mostly students will think this, but here remember one thing, there is a loop given, for loop. This is the for loop, so obviously it cannot be the first one. Then we talk about value is equals to value plus new value. No, the for counting the formula is count is equals to count plus 1. So here while no, value is equals to value plus 1. This looks like an appropriate answer for this box. Okay, I have matched it. A statement to total. Total is equals to total plus n. The second box matches this value. Talking about the third one, a statement to start a preconditional loop. Preconditional loops is, what is the preconditional loop? Preconditional loop is a while loop. Preconditional loop is a while loop. Okay. A statement to start a post condition loop. A statement to start a post condition loop is a repeat loop. How? Because when you're ending the loop in a repeat loop, let me show you. Let's take an example of a repeat loop. You're ending the repeat loop, yeah. So you can say repeat until. Until is when you end the loop, and then until, and then here is when you write the condition. So that's when repeat until. In while loop, this is when the code is being ended. Okay, here I'll write repeat, and all the conditions are written in the pseudocode. And for while loop, the difference is this is the while loop, and here you will write the condition, and then the code will run, and then you will do it end while. Yes, I hope this is clear. So anything, so for while loop, I said it's a precondition loop. Why it is precondition? Because it's pre. Before the statements, the condition is written. Before the statements, the condition is written. Here, repeat until after the conditions, the statement is written. So it will come under repeat until. I hope this is clear. Write an algorithm. It's a very easy question. Write an algorithm using a single loop. You have to use a single loop to output the average of 50 numbers that have been stored in the array. What is the name of the array? Array name is number. What is the name of the array? Array name is number. Now, how will you go it? You have to output the loop. First thing, you're going to initialize the totaling. You have to initialize totaling. Total is equals to 0. After that, you have to use a single loop. For a single loop, you can use a for loop. Okay. So for, let's say, count. Since you have to output the average of 50 numbers, you say count 1 to 50. Why is it 1 to 50? Because you have to input only 50 numbers. You have to input only 50 numbers. This is why I mentioned here 1 to 50. After that, I will do the totaling. What is the formula for total? Total is equals to total plus n. Total is equals to total plus n. And the same thing will put under count. What is the n here? This is the n here. Okay. After totaling, you will end the loop, and then you will go to the next thing. Next count. This indicates the loop is being ended. Okay. Then Moving forward, it talks about the average. So how will you do the average? Average is equals to total divided by 50. Total divided by 50. And then you have to output it. So when it talks about outputting, you can do it like this. Output, okay, the average stored, or the average is, and where is the answer being stored? Where is the answer being stored? The answer is being stored in the average box. Okay, this is where the answer is being stored. I hope this is clear. It's a really easy question for 5 marks. 1 mark for this, 1 mark for this, 2 marks for this, okay, and 1 mark for this. That's how the scoring goes for 5 marks. Okay. Describe the purpose of test data. Include an example of test data in your answer. How can you include an example of test data in your answer? What does check data? What does check data do? You can say that it checks. It checks for the logical or runtime errors. Okay, this is one point. The second point, you can say it checks that the program only accepts reasonable data. Checks that the program only accepts reasonable data. The example can be normal data, erroneous data. You can write normal, you can write abnormal data. You can write boundary. Okay, all these things you can write. Describe how variables and constant are used in programming. How do you think they're used in programming? Variables are used to store the items of the data. Are used to store the items of the data. It's for 3 marks, so 3 points will be fine. One more thing, the value the value of the variable which is being stored. The value of a variable, it will change. It is expected to change when the program is running. So you can say during the execution of the program. During the execution of a program. All right. And then one more thing you can add, the data stored in the variables, the data which is being stored in the variables, are accessed by identifiers. Okay, by an identifier. I hope this is clear. Okay, that's done. Now, a food ordering system is an example of a computer system that is made up of subsystems. The food ordering system will allow the user to enter the details of the food they want to order and pay for the order. It will display the foods available as per picture or a list. It will display the picture. Now complete the structure grid diagram for the given part of the food ordering system. It's a very easy question. How can you attempt it? You have to draw a food ordering system structure. First thing, whenever you order a food online, it allows you to input your details, user details, and then you will display and the screen will display the food items. Then you will order the food. Then you will do the payment. And when you click on the display option, it will show you the list of food. Let's take an example. This is your cell phone. Okay, this is your cell phone, and you have opened an app for food delivery. Let's say Zomato. It will show you pictures of food. It will show you the details. It'll cost $5. It will cost $7. It will cost $8. Burger. the sandwich, and this is a let's say a bottle. So it's showing you the list. Then you click on the price, and then it says pay to order. So you have to make the whole structure diagram. What you can do in the beginning is divide it into two. Very big with a black pen. Okay, and then one input you will make here, one input you will make here. Actually, on the second side there will be a display. On the second side there will be a display. First thing you will put the user input. Remember, these lines are supposed to be connected. It's just that my thing is very case sensitive, so it won't just connect it together. And then what are three things I told you right now? This is the display, the food choice, and the payment. So I can make it like this. This will talk about the display choice. This will show the food or which you're ordering. And this will show the payment. On the other hand, there will be a display option. There will be a display option. That display option will also have two subparts. One of them will say pictures of the food and the list. Pictures and the list. Okay, that's done. Let's move forward. Have a look again. Allows the details of the food they want to order and pay for the order. So allows the user to enter the details of the food here. Display choice, food they want to order, food order, and pay for the order. So this one basically speaks about the user input. And the second one displays food available as per the picture or a list, talks about this input. Alright? For both the sentences, for both the statements, we drew a diagram. I hope this is clear. The energy efficiency of an electrical appliance is the percentage of useful energy compared with the total energy. An algorithm has been written in pseudocode to calculate the energy efficiency of an appliance. Whereas for the total energy in and useful energy out are input, the efficiency is calculated as a percentage. The entry of the number -1 for either value stops the algorithm. Identify three algorithms in the pseudocode and suggest the corrections. In this code, you have to identify the issues. Okay, in this code. Now identify the three errors. First error I can already tell you is in line number 5, is in this here. Why? Because it's saying it is total energy in and useful energy out. Here it is saying useful energy out. When you are inputting the when you're inputting the total energy, this should be input useful energy out. Okay, input useful energy out. See, it's saying total energy in and useful energy out are both input. They both are input. Here it's saying output. So this is wrong. This is wrong. So I can say error 1 is in line number 5. And correction should be input useful energy out. The second error I can say is that in line number 6, again, second energy is in line number 6. Second error is in line number 6. What does it say? It says that if total energy in is not equal to -1 and useful energy is this means is equal to -1, and useful energy is equal to -1, then this is wrong. It does not say about the useful energy out. It just says useful energy. Where is the useful energy out? So you have to write that. Actually, write the whole code. Say if total energy in equal to -1 and useful energy out. This is the word which is missing. It's -1. If you can see here, wait, sorry. If you can see here, where is the word out here? Which energy is it talking about? Which useful energy it is talking about? We don't know that. That's the error. The third error is in line number 11. Is in line number 11. Line 11. It says that until total energy in is equal to -1 or useful energy out is equal to -1, there should be a mistake. This actually means is equal to. But in pseudocode, you do not write it like this. You put the is equals to sign. That's the mistake. Again, you have to write the whole code. Until total energy in is equal to -1 or useful energy out is equal to sorry, I'm making the same mistake again, not repeat it, is equal to -1. This is the errors. I hope this is easy. You just have to look at the code and check out the errors. Write a pseudocode for an efficiency of 92% over an appliance or to output the efficiency A rated if the efficiency is 92 or over. Just write a pseudocode. Very easy. Right? It talks about if. When the word if is given, you should understand that it talks about the if statement. Okay? So I can add here if efficiency is greater than or equal to 92. Why did I write greater than or equal to 92 is because, see this line. Okay, greater than or equal to 92. Then what will I do? Please take care of the indentation. Then output. What will I output? I will output this value, A rated. Output A rated. And then end if. Code will end. So there will be end if. Hope this is clear. Consider this logical expression. A, or this is a logic gate question. Logic gates. Okay. Consider this x is equals to A, or this is the gate, not and B and not. So these are the gates you will use. Always remember the gate which is given here will be the final gate. Final gate will always be made here in this part X. So A, B, C. The final gate X, you already know what will connect to the X. You already know it's AND gate. Already know it's AND gate. How will you connect it? A or not B. How are you going to draw it? A or not. So it will talk about OR gate. It will include OR gate and NOT gate. Let's look at the drawing. This is an OR gate. This is an OR gate. All right. Now I have to connect it to the NOT gate. Okay. Always remember you have to learn the truth table for OR gate, NOR gate, AND gate. Okay, for all the gates. This is a NOT gate. Fine. And then you will output this to the AND gate. Fine. We spoke, this is done. This whole is done. And it talks about here. Now we're moving to B and not C. B and not C. So first we will make not C. This is an AND gate. It says B AND. What does it say? It says B AND. So B AND, which means it will be connected by the B as well. Yes? I could make it like this. So that it looks more easier for the examiner to understand. Fine? And then lastly, you have to connect the AND gate to one more AND gate because of this, the final gate. Okay? Very easy question. Now complete the truth table for the given logical expression. How are you going to do it? You already have A, B, C. Let's make a column for D, E, F. Let's put this as D. And let's put this as E. And already F is given. How are we going to solve it? You need to know the truth table. Let's make 3 columns. Or let's make 4 columns. What do you say? 4 columns should be fine. Let's say this is D, this is E, this is F, this is G, and the last one is AND gate. So I could label it here as D, E, F, G. Last one is AND. So you already know the last one is AND. Now, the first logical expression talks to you about A, B, C, and then you have to answer as. Now we'll go step by step. If A is 0 and B is 0, if A is 0, okay, A is going from here, it's 0, and B is 0, which means from here it's 0. What will be the statement for OR gate? 0, 0 is 0. 0, 0 is 0. But since it's a NOT gate at E, what will change? Things will change, yes or no? If this is going like this, it is 0. It is already said A is 0. B is 0 till here. But since it's undergoing a NOT gate changes a 0 to 1. So 1 and 0 will be for OR gate. So E I will write here 1 and D I will write 0. Alright? Okay? 0 and 1 in an OR gate will give you a 1. Okay? And now you have B and C. So B is 0 from here, and here C is also 0. So it will convert to 1. So 0 and 1 in an AND gate will give you a 0. In an AND gate will give you a 0. Now a 0 from here is being input here at this stage, 0 and 1. So 0 and 1, 1 and 0 in an AND gate gives you 0. So your first answer should be 0. Okay. Similarly, like this, we have to solve for all of them. All right. But since you have to do it for all of them, I'll just tell the answers, and this is the method you can do it. I'll just write the answers: 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, and 0. This is how I did it. And for the working, you have to do the working for all of them, which will give you 4 marks. I can do the working for all of them if you want. 1 second. But I think so it's fine. Here, the flowchart represents an algorithm to find the average value of a number of sales. Average value of a number of sales. You have to read this flowchart. Average value for the number of sales. You have to read this flowchart and then answer these questions. Complete the trace table using this data. Okay, fine. Let's complete it. Let's say your number of sales is 0. So first we'll complete the number of sales. Let's talk about the first sale. 0. Your total is also 0. The first number of sale. Okay. What is the first value given in the trace table? 5.0. I'll write here 5.0. Okay. Fine. Is my input the sales value? I have input the sales value, which is 5.0. Is my sales value is equals to 0? If it is yes, it will go here. If it is not is equals to 0, then it will go here. So since it is not is equals to 0, my sales value is not is equals to 0. I will increment number of sales plus 1, which is already done here. So it will become 2. It will become 2. And then in my total, I will input the sales value plus the total. So input the sales value plus the total. So 5.0 plus 5.0. That's it. Next thing, I have to input the, similarly, now we'll go again. Again, input sales is 0, input sale value. First thing I'll input the sale value. The second value is 3.40. I input 3.40. Okay. Why did I go to number of sales? Because it told me to increment the number of sales. Number of sales 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, 3.0, 3.40. After that, I'll check that it is 3.40 is equals to 0. If not, then number of sales plus 1. Go to 3. And total plus the sale value. So 5, what is your total given? Total is 5.50 plus 3.40. What does that give you? Do it in a calculator, but since you won't have a calculator, 5.50 plus 3.40 gives you 8.9. 5.50 plus 3.40 gives you 8.9. But you have to add a 0 because it is in two significant figures. Fine. Third value. Third value you have is 6.25. I will check again. 6.25 is equal to 0. No, it's not. So it will come here down. No. Number of sales plus 1. I will increment it to 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. And total plus the sale value. So 6.25 plus 8.90. This value will be added to this value, which will give me what? 6.90. 6.25 plus 8.90 will give me 15.15. So 15.15 will come here. I hope students are understanding. It's pretty easy. Just need to think and do it and look at the flowchart. Now, these two are done. Now we have the next value, which is 3.85. 3.85. Okay. I will check again. Is 3.85 is equals to 0? No, it is not is equals to 0. So it will come down, increment again. This will become 5. Okay. Total is equals to total plus sale value. So 3.85. 3.85 is it? Yeah. 3.85 plus 15.15 is equals to 19.00. Should be 19.00. All right. Understood how we did? And then at the fifth one, what do you have is minus 11.00. Okay, is minus 11.00 done? Minus 11.00 is equal to 0. No, increment it again. This sale number of sales, make it to 6. But wait, you won't increment it to 6 because the last value is okay. Even if I make it as 6, it's not important. Okay, that's done. Yeah, so total plus the total plus sale value, so it's 19.00 plus minus 11.00. Plus minus is always minus, so 19 minus 11 is how much? 19 minus 11 is 8. 19 minus 11 is 8. 19 minus 11 is 8. Okay, 19 minus 11 is 8. The last one, which says 0, input the value 0. Okay, now we'll check. Is 0 is equal to 0? Yes, it is equal to 0. Is 0 is equal to 0? Yes, it is equal to 0. So then it is telling you to move to yes. Average the total, divide by the number of sales, output average value in average, and then stop the function. So what you have to do is add this and divide them by the number of sales. How many number of sales do you have? You cannot count the 6 one. You can erase the 6. I just made it for your understanding, because since the last input is given, you won't add 0. So 5, you add all of them. You add the total, divide by number of sales. So how many sales do you have? You have 5 sales. You divide this answer by this one. Let's add it. 1 plus 2 gives you 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. And then you have 5.50 plus 8.90 plus 15.15 plus 19.00 plus 8.00. Divide them. 5.50 plus 8.90 plus 15.15 plus 19.00 plus 8.00, which will give you 56.55. Now 56.55 divided by 15. When you do it, your average, whatever answer you're getting, should be stored in the average. So your average should be 1.6 and average value 1.6. Hope this is clear. Easy question. The next part of the question says identify the error in the algorithm and describe how to correct it. In this algorithm, there's an error. You have to identify it. So what error can you say? You can say there is no differentiation between negative and positive values. There is no differentiation between negative and positive values. All right. Yeah. And how can you correct this? How can you correct this? You can say that after this input box, you can add a box and say to reject negative numbers. So these type of numbers, minus 11, it will not occur and you won't get an error. All right. Easy, yeah. After the input box, insert a decision box to reject the negative numbers. Okay. There's no differentiation between in this code, in this algorithm, there's no differentiation between negative and positive numbers. They're saying just to input the sales value. So whatever sales value you have, whether it's negative or positive, you're inputting. So after inputting it, you should add a box which says reject all negative values. So when you're adding it, there's no issue. This is what the error was. Next question. A shop that sells book has set up a database called booklist, database table called booklist to store book details. All right. State the number of records in this part of the database. Count the number of records. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So you have 20 records in this. Give the name of the field that would be used for the primary key. These are database questions. What field could be used for the primary key? In which field is the data unique? No. It's being repeated again. Yes or no? Definitely no. Again, this one has yes or no answers, which are Boolean. This also has similar answers. 520. No, this also has similar answers. I think cat number can be used as a primary key since every data in this field is unique. So, cat number. State the reason for choosing this primary key. Like I said, it is a unique field. It is a unique identifier or a field. All right. Complete the table to identify the most appropriate data type for each field based on the data shown in the table. So based on this data, you have to tell the data type. For cat number, you can say it's alphanumerical because it has alphabetics and numbers as well. Okay. You can say it as text or you can say it as alphanumeric. For title also you can say is alphanumeric or text. Both the things are the same thing. Fiction. Fiction table only has yes or no. So it can be Boolean. Price column. When you look at the price column, it has decimals in it. Any value that has a decimal, that data type is known as real number. So for fiction, it is real. Okay. Write the output for this structured query language SQL statement. Select cat number, title, author from book list, where the stock level is 0. Where is the stock level 0? Easy. If you look in the table, only 2 places have stock level 0. One is this one and one is this one. So you can write from the SQL script you have to write the cat number, which is for 0 it is BK08. What is the title and the author's name? Title is The Prince's Story and author is B Pen. The Princess Story. And the last one was BK31, Networking for Beginners, and Asymmet. I just had a look at this statement where stock level is 0. And then as soon as I saw it, I went on searching it. It says Asymmet and Networking for Beginners. Asymmet. Yes? Okay. Complete the SQL script, display all the titles by the authors B pen. So, how can you do it? You go to select the title from this table and write all the authors from B pen. So it's easy. Select title. From where? What is the name of the table? Table name is book list. And then what is the name of the author? B pen. So this statement. I'll input it here. Where author is equals to B pen. Okay, this is an SQL script question. Next question. The variables x and y are used in the program. X which stores a whole number, y stores a decimal number, and z stores a flag that can be set to true or false. Write a pseudocode statement to declare the variable x, y, and z. Easy. So when it says stores a whole number, whole numbers are often known as integers. Alright, so I have to declare them. This is how you do the declaration. Declare x. It's talking about whole number, so whole numbers is integer value. The next thing is declare y. Y is a decimal number. So I just told you decimal number is real number. And declare z. Flag true or false, yes or no, all any data type which has only two answers, whether it's yes or no, whether it's true or false, or whatever. So that data type will be Boolean. All right. Same function. This is the function same. AB returns true if the value of A is the same as the value of B when B is rounded to the nearest whole number, and false if it's happening the otherwise. Write a pseudocode statements to define the function. Call the function x and y and store the return value in z. How will we go about? It's very easy. It's talking about the function a and b, yes. So how will I define the function? Function same a integer and b is real. It will return what? It returns Boolean. Returns Boolean. This should all be in one line. So I can adjust it. Fine. Now, if, why am I using an if statement here? Please tell me. Because it's saying if the value of A is the same as the value of B when B is rounded to the nearest whole number. So if A is equals to, I have to round it off. So I can use the parameter of round B when B is rounded to the nearest whole number. This is the parameter round. Then what will happen? Then return true. It will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. It will return false. So if, then, else, return false. Okay. And if, and the if function here with the same indentation. And then for the function, you should put it as end function. It's pretty easy. It's not so difficult. You just need to learn the SQL scripts and pseudocode. Really sorry. End function. Call the function. How will you call the function? What is the example of calling the? You can say it as Z is same as X and Y. This is how you're calling the function. State the difference between defining and calling a function. Defining and calling a function. What is the difference between defining and calling a function? A function is defined once. A function is defined only once. Once. And called many times. And it is called many times. These are definitions. You have to learn it. And then when calling it, this is for the calling one. Or you can say define means, by defining you can say it sets up the function. It is setting up the function. And call is done using the function. Using a function.